Hello, lovelies. Oh, can you please let me know if you can see me okay and hear me okay? I have got some Facebook loveliness going on to my left, so I will be looking over here a little bit to see any comments. Jen saying, you can hear me and see me. Sheila saying, you can hear me. Hey, Kirsty. Okay. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Leslie. Hey, Maggie. Okay, I'm starting to breathe. I am immediately going to go, it's not off, it's actually really massively on topic. And I know that often when people do these masterclasses or webinars, there's kind of a whole lot of faffing that goes around in the first 10 minutes. And whilst I'm definitely going to introduce myself properly for those of you who are new to this community, I just wanted to be really straight up and honest with you right from the get-go. So for those of you who are like, I've just signed up for the millionth masterclass or the millionth webinar, like, well, why am I here? What is this? You are here because you signed up for the Double Your Impact and Your Income in 2018 masterclass series. Over the next 3 days, I am going to be sharing as much juicy freaking content as I possibly can. But what I want to share with you before we get into all of that is that as I sit here right now, my heart is pumping a little bit. I've got my red wine. I've got my bottle. Have you all got your wine? For those of you who are drinking in January, have you got your vino? And if you haven't got your vino, have you got your tea? Have you got your coffee? Yay, we've got a ginger beer. Get whatever beverages you need. If you want cake, if you've got cookies, get everything in your personage right now. Yeah, my heart is pumping a little bit. I'm just pleased to be on live. Today has been one of the most hectic, full-on days anybody could possibly wish to have. And it's been really interesting for me. So for those of you who don't know anything about me, over the last 12 months, from December to January this year, my husband has been a full-time dad and been full-time parenting whilst I have been diving deep into my work, and it's been amazing. In January, the start of January, he went back to work 2 days. He now works on Tuesdays and Wednesdays up in London. He turned up about half an hour ago, and it's been a crazy, crazy day. And what's been amazing has been that during the craziness, there have been pockets of time where it has just felt so amazing. Like, even though the kids, I have 4 of them, have been crazy and doing all their things and just like driving me insane, in between the moments of insanity, there have been just times where I felt incredibly emotional and grateful for being able to be there with them in these moments, which is something that I have ultimately missed out on over the last 12 months. I wouldn't change it. It's been amazing for our family, but these pockets of time, these moments, magical moments where I've been able to be there with them, have been amazing. And I know for those of you who are mothers on here that you will totally resonate with that. And what I do, what I help people strive for, step into, take ownership of, is living a limitless life. And what I would say about today is that there have been moments where I've felt emotional with tears. There have been moments where I've absolutely almost lost my shit. There have been moments where I've been full of appreciation and gratitude for the amazing area that we live in. And there have been other times where I felt like, oh, I'm doing this series tonight and I don't have any time. And what really, really occurred to me as I was just doing like 7 minutes meditation before we sat down together, what I realized is that living a limitless life is about feeling it all in terms of our emotions and really enjoying it all. And then the icing on the top of that cake is having the freedom, because you have the economic independence to choose what you want to do when you want to do it. And today has been the absolute epitome of it. Some of it's been great, some of it's not been amazing. Living a limitless life isn't about living a perfect life. It's about having the choice to really be present and step into and enjoy the times that you have. Let me know if that makes sense to you. I just wanted to share it with you because I've just felt so emotional. Like when my husband came in, I was like, oh, you're here and I've got to do this. The intention for this evening is for you to really understand and embrace speaking your authentic truth, knowing that when you are able to do that with confidence, you will attract people who get you, who want to be with you, spend time with you, and want to invest in the transformation that you are able to facilitate. It starts with messaging with meaning. Laura's just saying, sounds great. Perfection is not necessary, which really takes the pressure off. Totally. Hey, Susie in the house, my lovely. Una, yes, makes total sense. Welcome it all. Layla, so lovely to hear this from you. Thank you. Louise saying totally resonates. Okay, perfect. So I am now going to share my screen. And yeah, let's get down and dirty. Now what I want to do is be able to see the chat somewhere good, so I'm going to move that over here so I can still see you. Laura's just saying, I want to be with you, Ashworth. Thank you, Laura. So I've got some notes, so sometimes I'll be looking down. I'm going to answer questions at the end. So normally when I do this, I'm like, ask me all the questions as we go, and then we like go on for like 5 hours, and I don't want to do that. I respect your time. So I'm going to answer questions at the end. But what I do need from you is engagement and participation. So I am all about the energy and all about the vibe, and I want to know that you're with me, and I want to know that you're getting me, and I want you to say yes if I'm asking you to say yes, or no if I'm asking you to say no, but I need you to be in the house with me. So whether you are on Zoom or whether you are watching me live on Facebook, can you please give me a yes if you are in and down with the fact that today, my lovelies, we are going to be looking at messaging with meaning, how to master your message. Yes, 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 yes. You're in. Perfect. And my peeps on Facebook, I'm talking to you too, my ladies. I need you to say yes, you're in the house. Yeah, cool. Perfect. Becky's just giving me like the thumbs up with her champagne glasses. So I'm like, perfect. Zoom people, it is much better for me if you use the chat rather than the Q&A box. So if you use the Q&A box, it's a little bit slower, but if you use the chat, I can see you straight away. So, what, my lovelies? Here we go. Yay, and we're working. What you can expect from this evening. So 5 to 10 minutes for the people who do not know me, just explaining where I've come from, what I do, how I do it, and why you should listen to me. And then 45 minutes of super, super juicy content. Then I will explain to you how, if you want to, you can take the next steps, and then I will do the Q&A. Please, if you have any questions, write them down and then give them to me. And then before we start, I promised you, if you turned up live, I would have a little nifty gift for you. And I am going to ask you to do just one thing though, please, my lovelies. I have got a beautiful PDF of 20 different ways that you can use to fill your classes or programs. If that is of interest to you, I ask you please to just, particularly if you are watching me on Facebook, please can you share this broadcast. And for those of you on Zoom who are interested in getting on, all you have to do is before the end, at any point before the end, pop over to Facebook and share this broadcast live, and then say you have shared, and we will make sure that you get a PDF copy. So 20 ways for you to fill your classes and programs, because we all want more clients, right? That's a big part of what we're doing. I mean, it's the most important thing. We need clients. So if that is of interest to you, let me know, share the broadcast, and we will make sure that you get one. Right, so let's get on. So who am I? My name is Susie Ashworth. I am a mindset and messaging mentor. I help service-based female entrepreneurs who want to make a massive impact in the world do just that. My mission is to help as many women who look and sound just like you step into the highest vision that you have for your life and your business. And the way that I do that is really through sharing content like this, so you are able to connect even more deeply with your intention, so you can create a bigger impact and ultimately make more income. And that shizzle lights me up. So that is me. I've been doing this for the last kind of 3 years, or 3.5 years. This is part of the brood. That is my lovely husband, Jerome. He is kind of, I'm not going to say he's long suffering. He's not long suffering. He gets this, so he's doing all right. And then I have Caesar, who is going to be 7 next week. I've got Coco, who's just turned 5, and Luna, who is 19 months, and Thomas, who is my 14-year-old stepson. It's really freaking busy in our household. I always think that it's going to calm down. It never ever calms down. So why should you listen to me? So there are a lot of coaches out there in the internet sphere who are talking business coaching, and what I would say is over the last 3 years I've had a book published by Hay House. I launched the Calm Birth School in 2014, which at the time was the world's first video-based hypnobirthing program, and we now have instructors who teach the course in homes right across the UK, which is amazing to me. I've been published in Huffington Post, The Guardian, and The Independent, and I'm a TEDx speaker, and I have the Limitless Life Experience, which is one of my flagship programs, and I'm a multiple 6-figure business owner. I am really, really proud of all of the things that I have achieved in the last 3.5 years. I think that one of the things that I want you to know is that I am not special by any stretch of the imagination, certainly no more special than you. What I am a master at is implementation. And so what I am inviting you to do today is really listen to what I'm sharing and then implement. It is as simple and as it is simple and as powerful as that. Listen, take notes, and implement. Please let me know, have you all downloaded your workbooks? Because you need your workbooks. Yeah. Excellent. Perfect. And I want to talk about the figures. And I never usually lead with the figures, although I'm very proud of them and I love talking about cash. And we're going to be doing that tomorrow in detail when it comes to pricing your courses and your programs. I think that it's important. This webinar series is called Double Your Impact and Your Income. And I want you to know the story of my income. So in my first year of business, I launched my business in 2014. I look at my first year ending in 2015. I had made minus £14,000. The reason that I made minus £14,000 is because I invested a shitload. I invested in coaches, I invested in programs, and I tried to get all of the information. And whilst there were people around me that thought I was crazy, the following year, so 2016, I made £108,000. The goal was to hit the kind of magical, mythical six figures, and I made £108,000. Last year, 2017, I finished up on £223,000. I want you to know, I want to be really transparent because loads of people talk about the figures, and the reality is behind that, oh, I made six figures and I spent £90,000 on making six figures. Oh, I made multiple six figures and I spent 95% of, everything that came in out on ads and all of this stuff. I want you to know that this is turnover, so revenue that I've brought in, and not profit. The net profit that I will be making next year will be, or this year will be £200,000. That is the intention. My intention is to make 500 and to have a net profit of 200,000. So it is, I work on about a 50% net profit basis. So it's not all cash in the bank, but what I am, and it's across two different businesses, my hypnobirthing business and my coaching business. And I think that that is also super important because I know that I have a lot of birthing professionals on here. And I want you to know that this isn't just because I'm a business coach, and I'm going to talk more about that in a little bit. So that is, when I talk about doubling your income, especially, I want you to know that I've done it. And how I've done it is what I'm going to be sharing with you over the next 3 days. Okay? So you, my darlings, are in the right place if you want to be able to look back at 2018 and say, yes, I freaking did it. I showed up and people heard what it was I had to say. Because having, talking and nobody listening is an impact. So you want to be able to say, I've showed up and people have heard what it is that I have to say. You want to be able to say that I really made a difference in the way that I wanted to make a difference. So I absolutely believe that everybody who is watching here right now is making a difference in their life. But the question is, are you making the difference that you desire to be making? And if the answer is no, then I want you to know that you are in the right place. If you want to go bigger, if you want to go deeper, then you're in the right place to learn how to do that over the next 3 days. And if 2018 is the year that you want to be able to say, I made more money, honey, then again, you are in the right place. And that, we're going to talk about this in detail tomorrow, but it's a really, really important thing to be able to acknowledge, because many of the women that I work with, when I first start working with them, feel embarrassed, feel ashamed, feel guilty for wanting more than what they need on the surface of it. So you need to be able to say that you want all of these 3 things, and then you're in the right place. So let me know. I've already got some people saying, yes, I'm in the right place. Let me know. Give me a yes if you know that you are in the right place based on those 3 requirements. And if that doesn't sound like you, then that's okay. We can say see you later, and I will meet you sometime later in the year. That is absolutely fine. Most deaf, absolutely. Yeah, of course I do. Okay, perfect. Susie, oh my God, I could not log on here now. Sorry, I'm late, Susie. Do not worry, Susie, you are here. It is all good. Okay, You are not in the right place. If you are looking for a complicated sales funnel system or any kind of complicated system, this freaking does my head in. For people who are yet to be earning £5,000 to £10,000. In fact, if you're not earning £10,000 a month, you do not need any complicated systems. I promise you. And if that's what you're looking for, if you are looking for the blueprint for X, Y, and Z, this, I'm not the person. So please, again, take your vino and just say thank you, but I'm going to have an evening with my partner and my kids. If you're expecting a get rich quick system, I know when I'm saying 2018 is going to be the year that you double your impact and your income, some of you may have thought that I'm going to say, sprinkle this magic fairy dust and immediately you will be earning double, triple, quadruple what it is that you are earning right now. And whilst I absolutely know, particularly for the people that are earning low incomes, that you absolutely have the potential to quadruple your incomes if you implement what I'm sharing with you today. You have to do the work, baby. I am not going to say it's simple, but it doesn't mean that it's easy. And the thing that is not easy is about really having the courage to step up and say what it is you mean, to say what it is that you desire, to really let go of all the things that you have been holding on to that have said that you are not worthy of really owning it. You're not capable of really owning it. And we talk a lot about this in the Soul Workshop on day 3, but you have to do the work. So if you want get rich quick, sorry. And if you're not willing to find your unique voice and message, and I know that that might sound weird, but you would be surprised at the number of people who don't want to share, actually. And I'm not saying, up until now, you might not have been the sharer. And there are reasons for that, which I'm going to talk to you about in a bit. You might not have been the sharer. But what I need you to hear right now is that if you want to double your impact and your income in 2018, using these 3 fundamental pillars that I will be using to go to 500,000, I will be using exactly this, then you can't be scared, or you can be scared, and then you can say, F you, fear, I am going to be me. And that is scary for a lot of people, but that is the work that I do, is helping people find their voice and their courage so that they can share their unique message. So if that, my lovelies, feels good to you, then great, you're in the right place. But if it doesn't, then again, I know that my stuff isn't going to be for you. Anna, I'm already braver in 2018 since you'll reflect, reboot and rise. Thank you. That means so much. Laura, this is such a good question. Can it feel good and scary all at once? Yes, it does. And that is exactly how I have felt all day today. I don't know what's going to go on in this masterclass, but I have had all of the feels. When you are about to step off the precipice into something unknown, outside of your comfort zone, there should definitely be an element of fear. And sometimes that fear can feel big, but underneath that, there is a little bit of excitement of, okay, what's next? Okay, I'm curious. Okay, I'm gonna do it. And that's the excitement. You should be feeling both. So thank you. Lynette saying, yes, Susie, you are talking my language. Helen saying, that's how I feel. It's good but scary. And Laura, definitely bounce from fear to excitement and back again. Yes, that's all good. You are in the right place and those feelings are normal. You can't do anything amazing without feeling a bit scared. Okay, so we are starting at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. Sorry, I sing a lot. For those of you who don't know me, I sing a lot. It all starts with your message. Oh, we've gone a bit too far. Hang on a sec. Let's go back. Let me move my keyboard. It all starts with your message. And even though, as I said, we've got 3 days of amazing content, if you only learnt how to really step in to your unique voice and you shared consistently your message on a daily basis, you will, without a doubt, transform your life and your business. So I'm going to say that again because it's really, really important. We've got 3 days, and in order for me to build my business over the next 12 months, I will be using all of these 3 pillars that I'm sharing about over the next 3 days. But if you were only to do one thing, which is really just learn how to find your unique story. And I use the word find, it's not the right word, it's really step into your unique story. Find your voice and share your message consistently on a daily basis. You will transform your life, personal life, which for me, we're all on here because we want to build businesses, but we want to build businesses so we can live a better life. By sharing your message from the heart, truly and authentically, you will change your life and your business. It all starts with your message. So, what I want to start off with though, I think it's really, really important to just address some of the stories that I know that you are telling yourself about why you are not earning what it is that you want to be earning. And the first myth, which is a really big thing at the moment, is that you need to be dropping a hell of a lot of money on Facebook ads. To put a yes in the comments if you think that the reason that you can't build an audience is because you don't have the budget to be spending on ads. Give me a yes if that resonates with you. Laura, yes. Tasmin, yes. Can I just say, Laura Husson saying she's got full body goosebumps. Oh, all the good things. Stacey, no, good. Julia, yes, yeah. I really, really, really want to tell you that if you are earning less than £10,000 a month at the moment, it's not because you don't have a lot of cash to be spending on Facebook ads. It really, really isn't the case. I got to 6 figures by barely spending any cash on Facebook ads. And I got to multiple 6 figures by spending less than £12,000. So it's not about how much money that you're spending on ads. And I really wanted to include this slide because I know, again, that there will be people saying, yeah, but that's because you're selling business coaching or mindset coaching. What about me? I'm in the birth world. And I really wanted to give you the example of the Calm Birth School because in terms of revenue, the year ending 2015, we're talking about doubling our income, okay, and doubling our impact. Year ending 2015, the Calm Birth School gross turnover was £22,043. How much was spent on Facebook ads? Less than £500 that year. 2016, how much was the money? £49,451. And as well, for those of you who are desiring to earn money from passive income, The Calm Birth School is pretty much, I would say for me, 98% passive. And that's how much was brought in at the end of 2016. How much was spent on Facebook ads for the Calm Birth School in 2016? None. No money at all. What was spent was £250 a month on Google search. So for those of you who are like, oh, I've got a little bit of money, but I don't know what to do, Google is a really, really good place for people who are looking for services in a specific area. So I am spending cash on Facebook ads now, and I have an amazing Facebook ads manager, and there is absolutely opportunities for people on a local basis who are earning less than £5,000 a month to be spending on Facebook if they know how to do it smartly, basically. So just chucking your cash at it and hoping for the best and boosting a few posts is not a smart way to use your investment on Facebook. There are much, much better ways to do that. But I have to really emphasize, if you're earning less than £10,000 a month, it's not because you haven't got loads of money to spend on Facebook ads. That's not the reason. Myth number 2. Give me a yes if you think that in order to make a lot of money and a lot of impact, that you need to have a massive audience. Let me know if that runs through your mind. I've only got 100 people on my Facebook page. How am I ever going to make any cash? I've only got this. Jedda's saying no. Yeah, good. Laura's saying I used to. I'm really glad for the people that are saying no. I don't believe that I've got to have a massive audience to make a lot of money. I am so, so pleased to hear that. It is a myth that I want to really, really bust through. One of my most successful clients that I'm working with at the moment has a list of 131 people and a Facebook group, I think, of less than 500 people, and she's making 10 grand a month. You do not need a massive list or a huge audience, and it's one of the most frustrating myths that I hear again and again and again, and I see it with everybody kind of getting blinded on Instagram. That person's got 50,000 followers, that person's got 80,000 followers, and guess what? Those people are not making any money. Interesting, and it's because whilst they may have a community, the other part, which we will talk about tomorrow in the pricing workshop, is around being able to ask for the sale. The other thing that was a real revelation to me when writing this presentation is that impact is not the same as reach. Now, for anybody who has been following me for even a little while, since before Christmas, I have been talking about wanting to impact 250,000 women this year, reach to 250,000 women this year. And what I realized through even doing this campaign, you put some Facebook ads up, you get some video views, and all of a sudden you've got 200,000 people that have seen your videos. Is that the same as having impact on 200,000 people or 250,000 people? No, it really, really isn't. Reach is great, but it's not the same as impact. Impact is about the ability to help people take action. Moon is just saying, really, Moona, give me a little bit of help, even though I said I'm not answering any questions, but I want to know what you're questioning about, or write it down and we will cover it at the end. Higher impact with a small number of high-paying clients. Yeah, absolutely possible. Laura, that is such a powerful statement to read, Susie, and has freed my mind to explore. Yeah. I want you to be able to take action once you have finished this masterclass. And Whether that action is with me, with yourself, with somebody else, I don't care. But it's about clarity on knowing who you are, what you desire, and what you are capable of creating. You. Not me for you, but you. And if you have more clarity about who you are and what is really possible for you and the people that you want to impact, then I've had impact. And that makes my feet tingly. And that's what I want you to understand. What's been amazing for me over the last 3 years, when I look at when I look at my own email list, I've got 2,000 people on there. And I know for some people here that might sound a lot, but really it's not. And up until Christmas, it was 1,500 people. From that, I have made multiple 6 figures. So really, it's not about the numbers. It's about the ability to help people take action. Laura's just saying, feeling really inspired right now. Yeah, and this is just to reiterate, numbers are not the indicator of how much impact you have or how much money you're making. You can have a huge amount of reach and not be able to help people take action. That's sad. It's easily remedied, but do not be fooled. Myth number 3, who thinks in order to message with meaning or to make impact with your messages that you need to be the best writer or speaker? Okay, that you need to be a really good writer or speaker. Laura's just saying, I'm another one with a small list, multiple 6-figure person in living evidence. Anna saying, no, good. Joanna, no, but you need to be passionate. Don't think I need to be the best, but I do need to be good. You definitely do not need to be the best, but what you do need to be clear on is the actions you want people to take with you. You need to be clear on the transformation that you can help people make. And then you need to be consistent. So Shana's just saying you need to be the best you can be. You need to be the best version of you. You need to show up, and that is intention. And part of what I do is what I say is I help people act with more intention. What is your intention on being here? What's your intention with your clients? What's your intention every time you put out a Facebook post? When you are clear about your intention, for me, that's showing up in the best way that you can be. Particularly, and this is really important, particularly when that intention is to be of the highest service. And that is not about sales. Sales are a byproduct of being effective at really helping people see how you can help them make a transformation. But it is a byproduct of firstly wanting to be of service. And when you show up wanting to be of service day after day after day, so consistently, one, you automatically become better, because the more experience you get, the better you become. But it's not about being the best or not being talented enough or not being skillful enough. Be clear on the transformation and show up. That is what you need to do with your messaging. Laura, totally understand that. Jelly, love this. Good. Okay, let's get down to this. The anatomy of a great message Step number one is knowing who it is that you want to talk to. And I know there will be people out there going, Lynette's just saying it's like going to the gym. It is like going to the gym. Just go, do it, sweat. You'll get better. I know there are people out there saying, I know who it is I want to talk to. I know who it is. I've done this before. And I'm just going to say, no, you don't. Sorry. If, again, okay, so this is important, actually. Tell me, how many of you have a goal to be earning £5,000 a month consistently? Type yes in the comments. Yeah. Now, I know on here there are some people that I work with, and I know that you are in this process now of refining and consistency. For the people, minimum. Good, Gemma, owning it. Love that. Becky, I realise I don't need to be the best. Oh, I need to see that. Oh, I can't see that message. It's just gone. Don't need to be the best. I missed that, Becky. Sorry. Anna, that would be incredible. My personal target is much less than that. Oh, we're going to talk about your personal target tomorrow. Anna, I hope that you are around. Listen, if you are earning less than £5,000 a month, I can absolutely guarantee you that even if you think you know who it is that you want to work with, you are not communicating that in a powerful way. You are not communicating that in a consistent and powerful way. If you were, you would be earning more money. And this is, so when I say that, I say this with the foundation being, you're good at what you do. If you're crap at what you do, you may be absolutely, totally clear on who it is that you want to work with. But if you can't deliver the service that you're offering, that you're saying that you can offer, then you shouldn't be earning £5,000 a month. And I don't believe that you will be. But I am assuming that absolutely every single person on here is great at what they do. And even, we will talk about this tomorrow, even if you've only just started, £5,000 a month is not an unreasonable amount of money to be desiring when you are just starting out. We will talk about how tomorrow, but I want to tell you, if you are not earning that, I don't care how many times you've done a client clarity module or how many times you've thought about your ideal client, you don't know who it is you're talking to and you're not talking to them consistently. Otherwise, you would be earning more money. Okay. Susie, you're preaching tonight. I know, I'm on it. I am on it. And this is the thing. You are compromising on owning who it is you want to work with, because you're not seeing the abundance of clients that you want to be seeing. You are frightened of really niching, of really being specific about who it is that you want to work with. Because if your arms are open saying, I will, anybody out there, will you just take me? And nobody's coming, who the hell are you to then start going, and she needs to have 3 kids, and she reads Grazia magazine, and she will have maybe had a traumatic birth, and she would have done this, and she would have done that. Like, who the hell are you to be saying that and stipulating that and messaging to that particular person when you got your arms wide open and nobody is coming? Hit me up with a yes in the comments if what I'm saying is resonating with you. Are you being specific? Or give me a yes if you know that you're not being specific and it's because you are scared because you're already not seeing the number of people that you want to be seeing. Susan's like, yes, my arms are open. Yeah, totally. I've changed my focus and I already see myself deviating. This is the work, people. When I say you got to do the work, Okay, so it's really easy to be on this masterclass and be like, right, do you know what? Susie said, I'm going to stop compromising. And then tomorrow you're like, that's the work. Choosing not to compromise on a day by day, moment by moment basis. I think it was Vale. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think I'm being specific. Are you hitting your £5,000 target a month? Is £5,000 your target, Vale? And are you hitting it? If you're not being specific enough. Stop compromising. Most people go with who they think they can get, who they think they're worthy of, rather than being super, super specific. Most people are trying to talk. Oh, should I stop going on there? Okay. Most people are trying to talk to the masses. It's like you've got a massive megaphone and you're like, hear me. And you just need to stop doing that. You just need to stop doing it. Why? Because, my lovelies, that is what every freaking other person is doing. I believe that the majority of people here are working in extremely competitive marketplaces. Hit me up if you are working in an extremely competitive marketplace. Yeah. Hit me up if you're working in a competitive marketplace and you feel that there is a ceiling on what you can, there is a ceiling on what the majority of people can charge based on what everybody else is charging. Kerry, popped on late, already loving the emotional beating. Kerry's coming on retreat with me in May. Yes, I think there's a ceiling. Just raise my prices, I'm worth it. Yes. I just need to walk the walk and step into my greatness. Yes, you do, Lynette. Louise, candles, although my product is unique. Okay, this is what I'm going to say to you. Most people that I work with to start with feel that there is a ceiling on what they can charge based on what everybody else is doing. The biggest problem, or the first problem, when it comes to your messaging and how you're talking to your audience is that you're not being super specific enough. You're not saying, you're not for me, you're not for me. Like I said at the start of this presentation, you're not for me if you're expecting this. You're not for me if you're expecting that. You are for me if you have a big vision. You are for me if you are ready and willing to find and step into your own unique calling. Now, there are some people who are still here who know that they're not ready for that yet. And I urge you not to waste your time, because time is your most valuable asset. I really want you to hear that. Your time is your most valuable asset. And every single day you spend doing something that is not working for you and has not been working for you, you are wasting your freaking time. Don't do that. Don't do that. Get really specific. The Combat School. I'm not going to deviate from this page, but I invite you all to take a look at the Combat School sales page at some point. Not tonight, go and do it tomorrow. Don't do it tonight. And we talk about vagina whispering and Excel spreadsheets and being a control freak. And all, you know, vagina whispering was such a magical term that when we first included it, it was like, are people going to get that? Are people going to get when we say we're not vagina whisperers? Are people going to understand? And it was like, because I launched it with another lady, the Convert School, it was like, are people, the control freaks, who are not looking to like onto their vaginas and imagine their vagina being like a petal, they're going to get it. It's going to turn people off, but the people who it's supposed to resonate with are going to get it. The messaging on that page is talking to one very specific human being who looks and sounds and acted not too dissimilar to me a few years ago. And by owning that, the people that are attracted not only to the program, but also to teaching the program, really, really freaking get it. When people talk to me about my book, one of the biggest compliments I get is, oh, it sounds like me. Or I really liked it. It was really plain talking. It was really down to, like, how I talk about birth in the book is how I'm talking to you right now. It's just me talking to one very specific person. That is what I am inviting you to do. The power of a really good message is, it's like this is a BFF test. You want your best friend who either knows everything about what you do or nothing about what you do. You want her to be able to land on your Facebook page, on your Instagram feed, on your website, and know that it is you talking. And Alex, looks like I'll be rewriting my entire website then. Yes, yes, yes. Love that. Would your best friend know that it was you talking if she landed on your website? I want you to say yes or a no. Whatever the answer is, say yes or no. I want to see how many people are writing in that way. No, I hope so. Oh, yeah. I need to actually do my website. No, maybe not. Yeah. Not at the moment. I'm fixing this. I hope so. Maybe not. Probably no. Yeah. Look, for all of those probably no's, change it. For all of those maybes, crank it up. For all of those yeses, without a doubt, great. So first of all, your best friend needs to feel, or you need to know that your best friend will know that it's you talking. Second thing, you want the absolute stranger who has never met you before, who does not know you from Adam, to land on your site and go, oh my gosh, that woman is in my head. She knows me. She feels me. She is talking my language. And I have to say, oh, this is so nice. I went to a talk. I did a talk for a friend last week. It was just a small group of women. It was about 11 women. And when I turned up, this lovely, lovely lady, she was like, she sat next to me and she was like, I am so glad that you're here. And as it turned out, she had found me, I'm not sure how, it wasn't through the organizer of the talk. She'd found me the day before and been going through my blog, reading my content. And she just said, well, she didn't just say, the first thing she did was burst into tears, which was like, are you okay? Are you okay? And then she just said, I've been on your website and it's just me. And I was, I was talking to my BFF, really, really clear. And as it happens, that amazing lady has confirmed today that she's about to join my VIP program. Like, that is how it works. And that's why I'm saying, you don't need a huge audience. You don't need to spend thousands on Facebook ads, but you need to learn how to step into your unique voice and message. one of the questions that comes up a lot, does this mean you have to be an extrovert? Absolutely not. Some of the most successful people that I follow online, who are my mentors, people that I've bought programs from, are not extroverts. And so there are two things. So first of all, I think it's worth just explaining that an extrovert is somebody who gets their energy from other people, and an introvert is somebody who gets their energy from themselves. It's not about how loud you can be at any given moment. There are many, many successful introverts, and this is where your messaging comes in so powerfully. I am quite big, do you know what I mean? I laugh loudly, I sing a lot, and I'm kind of a bit over the top. That's just who I am. But there are people who you still have to show up, and maybe you don't show up live. Maybe you show up in your writing, but you have to show up and you have to talk. And depending on how you feel and who it is you want to work with, you share your experiences, which often relate to your ideal clients' experiences, through your words. You do that consistently. I'm an ambivert, so I love this, and then I have to go and retreat. At the end of the party, I'm like, yay, everybody go home, you know, so I need both. Love who you are. So thank you, my darling. I love speaking though. Yeah. So can you do this if you are not if you're an introvert? Absolutely. You can absolutely find the way that works for you. The most important thing is your message. And one of the questions that comes up a lot is, what if I have loads of different ideal clients? I always think that you're going to make the biggest impact when you double down on the things that is you're most passionate about. But really, from a service perspective, just when you're writing your copy for one particular service, have one person in mind. When you're writing your Facebook post, be intentional. Who are you writing it for? You can have different audiences, but don't try and write for all of the audiences at the same time, because you end up being blah. Right, I'm just going to have a quick look. Lynette, sign up today. Mr. Lot, will this be available to view afterwards? Yeah, we're going to set out a replay for sure. Cool. So what I'm inviting you to do here, my lovely ladies, is to stop being a scaredy cat. I haven't got any nicer way to put that. I just want you to stop feeling fearful. Or it's not to stop feeling fearful, but it's to feel the fear and know that the people who need to work with you are more important than your feeling of unworthiness. And it's easy for me that this is what we're talking about. This is the soul work. Okay. So we talk about this a lot in detail and how you're able to stop this, because I know intellectually that you get this. I just have to stop being scared. I just have to be more confident. But it doesn't translate on a day-to-day. And so day 3, Thursday, is when we talk about how to make that translate. Stacey, my lovely, if you want to share this on Facebook, you will have to go onto the Facebook page and share it there. Stop being scared to get specific, and you will immediately stand out from the crowd. Do you believe me? Does this make sense? Hit me up with a yes. Thank you. Thank you, my darlings. And I want you to know that it is safe to have various different audiences. I have 3 different audiences. Pregnant women is my first audience. Female entrepreneurs, broad, is my second audience. My third audience is baby business owners. And I bracket those with people who want to make a big impact in the world. The messaging for those audiences is quite different depending on what I'm doing, what I'm talking about, and what I'm talking about. So this particular masterclass series wasn't geared at baby business owners. It was geared at female entrepreneurs who want to make a big impact in the world. In a couple of months, I will be doing something that is specifically focused on baby business owners, and I will be talking specifically to baby business owners in everything that I do. So it's just having that clarity and then being brave enough to step into that. And ooh, I can't wait. So, you know, when I talk about people, my women, so this is what I am setting the intention, that you are people who love what it is that you do. You know that underneath the fear that you are great at what you do and that you make a big difference. And maybe you are earning okay money, but beyond the fear, you want more. And maybe you're making an all right impact, but beyond the fear, you desire to step into your version of greatness. You want to be seen, and you want to be heard. And you are tired of taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back and not really fulfilling that vision and your true purpose. Alice is just saying, so tired of that. Let me know if that sounds like you. And I'm really interested to know if it doesn't sound like you. Because I absolutely believe that the intention that I set behind everything that I do and everything that I share, that's who I'm talking to. And I always get I always get emotional when I talk, when I think about the women that I want to serve and that I want to make an impact with, because I believe, I know that it's you that have the capacity to change the world, and I want to change the fucking world. And I'm not ashamed to say that anymore. And I know that you can. I know that you can. And that's my intention, that's my desire. And so creating content like this, creating shit hot free content and creating even more shit hot paid content is how I choose to do that. That's how I choose to show up. Susan, that's my intention and the plan. So step number 1 or stage number 1 is really knowing who it is that you want to speak to and then speaking to her consistently. Corinne, so I don't know how. Success to me is being influential and being able to make a big and positive impact. So do I, but I don't know how. Okay. Stick with me, baby. That's what I say to you, Corinne. Stick with me. Stage 2 is the what is it that you are sharing? What is it that you want to share? And this is hugely related to the who. What is it that you do? What is it that you want them to feel? This is about speaking your truth. And so much of what it is that we say is a half-truth. It's 10% or 20%. It's what we think that we can get away with rather than what it is we truly desire for people to hear. And I want to ask you, when you write what you write, how many of you now think, I can't write that? Like, I want to write this, but I can't write that. How many of you temper what it is that you are putting out there? scary to think that people might find out who I really am. Oh, no, to get that out. Sometimes, all the time. Yeah, me, ha, yeah. When you get super clear and specific on what it is that you want to say without compromising, you will start to attract your desired and your ideal, I call them dream boat, your dream boat clients. But you have to be able to speak your truth. That takes courage. And you have to do it consistently. And that takes courage. And you have to know what it is. And what's interesting to me is so many people don't want to say what it is that they want to say because they're frightened of offending people. They don't want to say what it is that they want to, that they really feel, because they're frightened of offending people. Now, here's the deal, is people buy based off emotions. So whether you're making people feel happy, whether you're making them feel sad, whether you're making them feel angry, whether you're making them feel excited, they buy based off emotion. And then they use logic to back up those buying decisions. The way that you get people to feel is to share your feelings and your truth. Let me know if that scares the freak out of you. Sharing your true feelings is what helps people feel. Like, let me know if you get that. People will remember how you made them feel. Hey, Maya, yeah. And you're saying it's exciting to me. Good. Definitely get that. I love sharing my feelings. It's really interesting because obviously I work with a lot of baby business owners, and for sure, particularly if you are a doula, and depending on what hypnobirthing training you have done, maybe if you're a hypnobirthing trainer, you have been told it is absolutely highly inappropriate to share your feelings. Let me know if whatever training you have done, you have been told you need to get out of the way when it comes to listening and being able to hold the space for your client. Let me know if that's a yes. Exactly my convo with Liz today. Yeah. This is what I want to say. When you're in the space with your clients and you're listening to their story and you're supporting them through whatever journey they are going through, you need to get out of the way. However, to get into the room with your client with ease, what you need to do is share your feelings. Yeah? Does that make sense? When you're holding the space, you get out of the way. But in order to get in the space, to hold the space, the easiest way to do that is to share your feelings, because when you share your feelings, you get other people to feel. And when they are feeling, they will buy based on the emotions that you are creating. And I think that people get that mixed up. Don't get that mixed up. That is the big mistake. Please, whether you are writing a Facebook post, your website, your Instagram post, your Snapchat, whatever it is, whatever you are creating, you will separate yourself from the rest of the pack by sharing with people what you really feel about about whatever the subject is you're talking about. I say this a lot in some of my other programs. Please don't talk about just wanting to empower women. Please don't talk about that. Why? Because every freaking person is talking about that. We all want to empower women. That's not your feeling. That's not your story. That's not the core of your message. Does that make sense? If you are talking about empowering women, you are talking like every other person. And there's nothing wrong with wanting that. I want that, but that's not the core of my message. Please don't let that be the core of your message. Share your feelings. This is such a big one as well. I love this. And we are scratching the surface with this, but so much of your feelings is completely entwined with your story. And I go into this we're not going to go into this in loads of detail because we don't have time. But the point is that every step of your journey that's got you to this point, there are milestones within that journey that are absolutely relevant and necessary for your ideal client, whether they hear it all or just snippets of it, are absolutely fundamental when it comes to making you unique in a competitive marketplace. And there are beautiful ways of doing this without sacrificing. There are some things that are not for public consumption, and sharing your story does not mean putting it all out, which some people don't want to do. I definitely don't put all of my story out, but there are definitely fundamental parts when I talk about my why I want to do what I do. Very, very unique to my story. And for the people that resonate with that, that is one of the things that separates me from all of the other coaches in the marketplace. What is the core of your, I am gonna talk to you about the core of my message. Please excuse the fact that some of my picks have still got Shutterstock on them. Not my fault. Opinions count as well, and I think this is another thing that people say. I don't want to share my opinion. Your opinion does matter. Your opinion absolutely matters. And I'm not talking about facts and stats and how-tos. Those things are important and make up part of your content and your messaging strategy for sure. But in terms of the things that make people feel, it's your opinion. Your opinion counts. Your opinion matters. And it's your opinion that really, truly makes you unique. So please, for the love of all good things, really start giving yourself permission to share your opinion. One of the questions that I love, I call it a power question, that you can use to really start to tune into what makes you different, is what is the one message that you would want to share with your ideal client that would change their lives? What is one message that you want to share with your ideal client that would change their life? And I know that there are so many messages that we can all be sharing all of the time. But if you had to pick one thing, what would be, this is hard, the most powerful message that if they were truly open to listening to, that could change everything for them? When I thought about this for you guys, the message that I wanted to share my one message, if you were truly open to listening, truly could change your life, is this: choose to let go of the fear. I want you to know that you are going to be okay. Number one, that you don't have to be scared of not being okay. You're going to be okay. Number two, I want you to know that the fear that is telling you that you are not smart enough, not capable enough, not special enough, that you will ruin your family, that you will go bankrupt and lose your house, that you are never going to be able to make the difference that you want to be able to make with the number of people that you want to be able to make it with. I want you to know that all of those negative stories that you hear on a daily basis are bullshit. And I want you to know that I hear those stories for me. I feel the fear. I have felt not good enough. I have felt not worthy enough. I have felt and feel all of those things. And what I have got so good at is choosing to let go of it. And because I am more adept at choosing to let go of the fear on a moment by moment, daily basis, I have been able to create a magical life and businesses. It's safe for you to let go of the fear. So, stage one, the anatomy of a great message, is to know who you are talking to. Step two is to know what it is that you want to say. Stage three is to know, oh, Laura's just saying that was everything. Stage three is to know your why. Now, can you just give me a yes if you've heard of Simon Sinek? He did a TED talk called Start With Why. Okay, this is interesting. So write his name down, and tomorrow go and have a look him up on YouTube. He's got a great TED talk, and he talks about starting with why. I think it's S-I-N-E-K, Simon Sinek. So I was going to say it's not a new thing, but for some of you, it is a new thing. Starting with why you do what you do is incredibly powerful. But the interesting thing for you is, have you noticed when you think about, and this goes back to, I want to empower women, when you think about why it is you do what you do, does it sound similar to why your competitors are doing what it is that they want to do? And if it does sound similar, how do you stand out? So the first question is, does your why you do what you do, I'm talking about how you communicate that right now, does it sound similar to your competitors? Wendy's saying, no, that's really good. If it doesn't sound similar to your competitors, it's good. What I find is that too many people say the reason that they do what they do is because they want to empower this person or empower that person, or I want you to go to the next level or step into your highest vision or all of those things. Oh my gosh, we're already at 8:15. Okay, 9:15. No way, I'm not one of the mill. Good. What I want to say to you is, with your why, if it does sound similar, one of the key things that you can do is to go deeper, and it is the history of your why. And I could talk about this for an hour alone, but we're already way over time, so I'm not going to. But as I mentioned this earlier on, there are clues that you have been going throughout your entire life about why it is you do what you do. Thank you for posting the link, but don't everybody go and watch that now. You'll stay here with me. What you need to do is identify those traits, the stories and the signposts from back in the day right through to now, and they will give you the deeper history of your why. I am going to very, very briefly show you how that works. So last year, I launched Limitless Life, and I was thinking about why this was important to me, and what came up. It was so freaking clear. My foster parents both died when I was 19 and then 22 years old. They were amazing freaking people. They looked after me and my sister, and I owe them everything. But the reality is even though they were doing amazing things, I feel that both of them died with a dissatisfaction. Both of them passed away not knowing what their full potential was. They worked freaking hard for not very much cash. They sacrificed a lot. And when it came to their passing, it felt like they were going and they hadn't lived their full potential. And I think when I look at my younger sister and my younger sister is a very successful human being. I love her dearly. That really drives us. But when it comes to why I'm doing what I'm doing and the difference I want to make, it's absolutely entwined with knowing that life is short, and I don't want to die on my deathbed thinking, what if? And how that translates is that I help the people that I work with step into their lives in the fullest way, so they do not end up on their deathbeds thinking, what if? And obviously I could talk about that in so much more detail, but that drives me. And for some people, yeah, it is a freaking gift. I'm only just saying it's a gift. You're their tribute. Aww, thanks, babe. So look, what I am saying is, unleash the frigging beast, people. Like, let's get honest about what it is that we do and why we're doing it. Beast mode. Powerful vulnerability plus authenticity equals impact. Powerful vulnerability plus authenticity equals impact. Own it. You know, I want to make a difference, and I know that you do too. And making a difference isn't about income, it's not even about impact. We want to make a difference because, I don't know, it's our destiny. We know what people are capable of. We know the transformation that can happen We know that they can feel better about who they are in their own skin. Own the fact that you want to make a difference today. When you're able to look at your story and ask yourself very specific questions about the impact of those events in relation to the things that you're doing today, sometimes those events are positive, sometimes those events are negative. When you're able to get past those events and share them, when you get real clarity on how those events have impacted you, you are able to just create little sparks in your clients that can take them through the stratosphere. And I see it, I've seen it with my own clients. It's amazing. So it's just a huge part of really messaging powerfully. Let me know if this is making sense. Oh, Joy's just saying, by telling part of your story, you've enabled me to gain glimpses of what motivates me. Yeah, thank you. When you are messaging, every single thing that you do is underpinned by the value. Why are you sharing? You want to be giving value to your clients. You never share anything for the sake of sharing it. That's really powerful messaging. And I think that when you get clarity on the different parts of your story that have led you to this, it also grounds you, not only giving value, but it grounds you in your value. And I think that one of the things that leaves people underpricing and under-earning is the fact that they don't value where they've come from. And when you're able to understand where it is you've come from and how that impacts the way that you serve your clients, you gain a new level of confidence about not only why you're doing what you're doing, why you're great at what you're doing, and why you're pricing yourself, but you're able to share from a real place of knowing, rather than feeling scared or worried about what it is that you're saying. You know how important it is for people to hear those steps. Let me know if that makes sense. I'm just going to top myself up with a little bit of vino. Right, my lovelies, I am literally going to race through this because I've just been gassing for far too long. So annoying, sorry. Along with your value comes your legacy, and I feel like I have actually talked about that with my foster parents. Stage four of a powerful message is giving people a reason to take action now. So when do they need to take action? Who, what, why, when do they need to take action? So yeah, why do they need to buy? And I really urge you to keep this simple. We have a tendency to really overcomplicate things. And why do we do this? Why do we do that? We don't need to overcomplicate it. Please, please keep it simple. I need you to know that a powerful message is a message that comes from the heart. It's vulnerable, it's authentic, and then you tell people why they need to act. Are you giving people a reason to make a decision in the moment? When you think about how you sell or when you share your message, Layla's just saying, glad you've topped up, I've already had a second glass. When you think about how you're sharing a message, are you giving people a reason to buy now? Hit me up, say yes or no if you do that. Most people say, give me a call in a few days' time. Let me know after you've been to see every other person in the world. Let me know how that goes. I'm like, why are you doing that? Do not do that. Oh, Niley, thank you, my darling. Emma, this is really insightful. I'm gutted I missed the first part. Do not worry. I will send out the first part for you, don't worry. Most people are not giving yet. Sometimes I'm going to say, give people a reason to make a decision, always. And it doesn't need to be if you don't make a decision, you're not going to be able to buy with me this second. But you do want to be giving them incentives. Please, please, please. You want people, and I have to say, most people don't give people a reason to make a decision now because they are scared of getting a no. Let me know if you are scared of getting a no. Yeah. Most people are scared of getting a no. Don't be scared of getting a no. One of the best pieces of training I ever got when it came to sales was every single no you get means that you are one no closer to getting a yes. And that was one of the most powerful reframes I could ever have. You want, energetically, you need to know when people are not interested, because it stops you from holding on to whether they're going to call you, whether they're going to get in contact. It stops all of that. You just want them to say no. So give them a reason. Give them a reason. Say yes or no. Please. We want that. I told you. Don't be scared of someone saying no for shizzle. I don't really know what that graphic's like, but I quite like the look of that. We also I want you to know that a no isn't if you're creating great content and you have a great service, and let's say it's not limited to 9 months of someone being pregnant, a no is mostly a not yet. And that is where consistency wins out all of the time. That's why creating amazing messaging on a daily basis turns your no's into a not yet. And I've just seen Anya popping up, one of the people that I spoke to first 3 years ago, and it took 3 years or 2.5 years for her to become a client, and one of my best superstar clients. So a no is a no, it's not yet. So what are some of the ways you can give people incentives to buy now? Time incentives, price incentives, guest bonuses, appearing bonuses, disappearing bonuses. Like we don't need to put it all out on the table at the same time. You can say to somebody, and again, particularly when it comes to classes, particularly when you give free tasters, if you're going for a taster, if you know that you had an amazing time and you know that this class is for you, if you book within 24 hours, you will get a 10% discount, or you will get a 20% discount. Really easy to give a time incentive and a price incentive. And if you are going to sign now, then you will have access to this, which not everybody's going to get. People always love to get something that not everybody's going to get because it makes them feel special. So I want you to really think about, how are you incentivizing people to say yes now? So, the who, the what, the why, the when, the 4 stages of mastering your message and messaging with meaning. Please let me know, have you got at least 2 great takeaways? Have you heard at least 2 things that you have never heard before, or 2 things that have landed with you in a way that have never landed before? Please hit me up. And if you haven't, also, I want to know, so please write no if you haven't. Good. Every time I see you, I get more great value. Thank you, Laura. Love you. Your vulnerability is so powerful. Thank you. If do hit me up and say no if you didn't, because I really, really want to know. It is always my intention to create amazing content. So look, what happens next for you lovelies? You can go off and implement some or all of what I've shown you today. And you can be a Lone Ranger and absolutely kill it. And I really hope that if you are going to go off, that you choose, please, all my life, to just implement what I've shown you and go off and kill it. You can do that. You can do that. The second thing is that you can just take this as yet another free piece of content and do nothing with it. Think that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing, and that sounds great. I really need to do that. I'm going to do that tomorrow, and do nothing. For the love of all things good, please do not waste your time. Like, you know that is my why. I do not want you to waste your time. Please do not do nothing. Please don't do that. The third thing that you can do is, of course, should you choose to work with me, and what I've given you a taster of here, and what I'm giving people a taster of over the next 2 days, is really how I work with people powerfully in my flagship program, the Limitless Life Experience. This is something that I'm really, really, really freaking proud of. I'm proud of the results. I'm proud of the people that I attract to it. I love it. Okay. So what you've got in an hour with me is like the tip of the iceberg. Okay. The Limitless Life Experience is a 24-week, so 5.5-month group coaching experience. So I am creating content that you can take at simple, actionable steps to create a limitless life experience. So build your business in a way that feels good and authentic and honest, to give you the life that you want to lead. That's the premise. So there are 5 kind of key areas that I know that people fall down on again and again and again. And even with messaging, which comes next, what underpins messaging is your mindset and giving yourself permission to go to the places that you've never wanted to go to. And so what I have created is the Mindset Mastery Blueprint, where I go into detail about all of the little mindset hacks that you can use in order to really step into your most powerful self. We talk a lot about this stuff in the Soul Workshop on Thursday. Message. You've had a taster of what I share with people in the Miracle Messaging Formula. It's exciting. I give you far more hows and specific steps as to how to access your message in a way that feels really unique to you, so you don't sound like everybody else. And ultimately, when you're in a really freaking competitive marketplace, you need to be able to sound different. The next thing is once you know what it is that you want to say and you're saying it powerfully, you need people to hear you and see you. You want to be seen and heard. And so I've created the Spotlight system, where I talk about how I've managed to take a relatively small Facebook page of 1,800 people and now a list of 2,000 people to help me generate multi-hundreds of thousands of pounds. This is the Spotlight system piece, how to make your message, how to magnify your message. Then how to sustain momentum. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. I know that some of you know this because you've already said this to me. Momentum, the mindful momentum model. So how do you keep going when you don't want to? How do you keep going when it feels hard? How do you create more ease in your business? How do you know to listen to the signs, the signposts that you're getting, and make them work for you rather than against you? That's all in the mindful momentum model. And finally, magic. We haven't even touched upon manifesting and co-creation and all of that jazz. It's a huge part of what I teach on, and a huge part of what has changed the life for me and my entire family. If you don't like woo, then this isn't for you. I leave it till the last because sometimes it's nice to save the best till last. But the alchemy activation method. So how do you make something out of nothing? I love that. The value of all of that jazz is easily £3,000. I don't know anybody who is offering the type of support that I offer and created the kind of content I've offered over a 5.5-month period, who is selling their programs for around £6,000 actually. The one that comes to mind is $6,000, not pounds. This is easily worth £3,000 of content alone. If you hadn't seen my stuff the last time, I've got to share with you the lovely Michelle B, who had no business. She had no business when she started the Limitless Life experience. She joined me as a VIP person, and so the program lasted, before it was 3.5 months. I've pretty much doubled the amount of time because I want to give people more space to digest the content, and I love being with you. But in 3.5 months, she went from having no business to creating a business. And when she actually decided to get going, it was 3 weeks from this is what I'm going to do to getting in her first. She got in 9 clients, and then she hit her target of 10 women and made over £4,500. Yay! When I talk about impact and income, I mean it. So there's a private Facebook group. The last time I played this is really quiet, so I'm not going to play it. But Anna LaGrange, who is again one of my superstars, she talks about, and you can see it on the sales page, she talks about how amazing the Facebook group was for her. And it's one of the nicest places on Facebook that I get to spend my time in. There are 57 women in there, and they are beautiful human beings who support each other. And being around like-minded peeps is really freaking important. So the value that I put on that over a 5.5 month period is £1,000. It's worth way more than that. It's priceless. So you get the content, which is worth 3,000. You get the private Facebook group, which is worth 1,000. £4,000. And you get 5.5 months of weekly laser coaching calls. I call them WOW calls, also known as Watch Out World calls. So this is probably the one thing that makes this program different from everything else out there, is the fact that you get access to me half an hour each week, twice. So I ask people to write their questions that they have around the program before the call, and then I will go into as much detail as I can during those spots to really give you specific feedback. Like, oh, peeps, that I don't know any other group classes like this that offer this level of support. And this is what, I know the lovely Angela is on here saying, I love the WOW calls. They're like meeting up with my friends and supporters. They're always something to be gained by listening. I really notice a difference in the momentum when I've missed them. Such a great and important part of LLE. Life-changing. Wow. I love them. Penelope, the WOW calls are amazing, and each week I'm so grateful to receive Susie's honest, positive, encouraging and uplifting guidance, whether it's for myself or the group or another lifer. I always take something away every time. I always wanted to over-deliver and give great value, peeps. And for this, I do it for 5.5 months. It's ridiculous. The value of that, I put at £4,000. So the content, the Facebook group, the WOW calls, you're looking at a total value of £8,000. And I always give juicy bonuses, always. So there's a group energy session with one of my coaches, energetic healer, Michelle Simmons. She's freaking amazing. I also give a group PR class with Dina Berman, because when it comes to the spotlight system, I want to have other experts who are able to teach you how to get coverage and exposure for free. I also have a sales masterclass with Sarah Jolly Jarvis, who is amazing and has worked with some of my other clients, which is worth £250, because I know that one of the biggest things that people stumble on is actually asking for the freaking sale. You have to feel okay about asking for the sale. And thirdly, this is a new addition, and I'm really excited about this. Kayleen Asher, she specializes in helping people work less and earn more. She has a 3-day work week masterclass. And for those of us with kids and who don't have the luxury of working 40 hours a week, that is going to be absolutely amazing. The value of all those bonuses is £1,000. So you get the content, you get the Facebook group, you get the WOW calls, and you get all of these juicy bonuses. But the total value of that is £10,000. It doesn't stop there. Some people will know that they want to work with me one-on-one, and I get that. That is fine. So you get all of the contents of the gold package, and you get a special smaller mastermind group. So where I will be in there every day, I will be offering more intense on the spot coaching for you every day. You also get unlimited access to me on Messenger, which my coach always says, what the frick are you doing? But I want you to know that if you have an issue, that I will be there and I will be able to support you. So you get unlimited access to that. Most of the people, I have to say, it's unlimited access. Nobody ever takes the mick. You also get 6 one-to-one sessions with me over 6 months. So the total value of that is £20,000. And I have to say, the only coaching program that I have available is in excess of 5 figures when it's one-to-one. So that is why the value of that is. So this is the program: Limitless Life Experience content, the private Facebook group, the wow calls, and I'm giving a juicy bonus of all of the wow calls from the first round. There's over 20 of those calls, so loads of value there. And then you get the energy sessions, the PR masterclass, the group sales. You get a lot. It's not. Oh, and my fast action bonuses. The reason to buy now, which I haven't even shared with you yet. They're coming. Let me show you. Fast action takers bonuses. So if you know that you are in, and I know that there are some people here that did my challenge at the start of the month and were like, oh, I want it, but I don't know. I've got some more juicy bonuses for you. So the first 5 people that decide that this is for them and they want to be part of the family and join the other women that have already signed up will receive a 45-minute strategy session with me, which you can take any time throughout the whole of the 5.5 months we are working together. The value of that is £400. The first 10 people will also get access to my content creation mini course, which I shared with just a few people about 3 months before Christmas, and they freaking loved it. So if you want to know how to write an ebook, how to put a course together, how to do a webinar like this, that content creation mini course will step it out for you step by step. Okay, the value of that is £297. Some of you in Zoom may have already seen the lovely Laura Husson. She is one of my business BFFs. She is the creator of my new website, and she's a freaking business intuitive. She's amazing. And the last lot of people that took a business intuitive session with her were blown away. So the first 10 people will also get an intuitive session with her. It is, yeah, it will be epic. And I have one other fast action takers bonus. The first 15 people will get a Facebook ad strategy class with Martin Johnny Jarvis. This is really important. I said at the beginning, you do not need to spend thousands on Facebook ads to make an impact and reach more people. You do not. He will show you the exact steps that it took for me to turn £7,000 into £47,000 the last time I launched. Okay, you don't need to spend £7,000. You can scale that down. You can scale that down. My point is that if you are going to spend any money on Facebook ads, do it with the guidance of somebody who knows what they're talking about. He is your man for that. So I feel really freaking good about all of these bonuses. The value of all of them is £1,169, and they are only for people who know that they want to get involved. If you are within the first 15 people to say yes, all of this stuff is yours. Huh, that felt good. So it's the early bird price carting closes on Tuesday. The cart is actually open to the 31st. So I don't know whether that is Tuesday. But we talked about the value of the gold package being £11,169. It's not that. How much you are going to be getting it for if you sign up for this now is £997, including your VAT, if you pay in one instalment. It's a freaking steal, peeps. It's 5.5 months of group coaching. Or you can pay in 3 easy payments of £346. Or I've added a 6-month installment plan of 6 installments of £197. I've tried to make it as easy as freaking possible for you. Okay? The VIP, it's not 20 grand. Okay, if you know that you want to go VIP and you want to have my support, it's £5,500 in one instalment or 6 payments of £1,100. Really? For 6 months? Yeah. At the moment, you can only work me one-to-one if you do my 9-month program, and you're paying a lot more than £6,000. So £6,600. So get involved. If you are ready to sign up, then you need to visit www.susieashworth.com/limitless. If we start on one level, can we upgrade later? Yeah, you can, my lovely. Thank you, Laura, for posting. Right, I know we've gone on for ages, but please, do you have any questions? I am here and I am happy to talk, whether it's about Limitless or whether you want to talk about your messaging. Please hit me up. What have you got for me? Will we know what number we are so we know what package we'll get? No, but I will be looking and my VA will be looking, and we will email you tomorrow to let you know whether you're in the first 10 or the first 15. So do not worry. And we will also let you know if you haven't. Great. Will you send me, I can't make tomorrow, will you send a video and email? Yes, I will. Samara, you've already booked, love. Yeah, Samara's already in. You've actually got all of you. Yeah, you're already sorted. Do not worry. Let me know, what questions do you have about your messaging? What questions do you have about stepping into it? Where have you not been able to do what it is I've talked about? Emma, I have nothing at the moment, just a good business idea. Is it better to wait and get the basics up and running before I join your program? How many? Okay, so if you have, the work that I do is absolutely foundational. So if you were asking me, should I be VIP? I would be saying no, not at all, because the VIP is much more strategic. For you, having the idea is great. That is all you need. This will give you the foundation for, one, really connecting with who it is that you need to be in order to step up into the person that is creating a significant amount of income and impact. It will also let you know all of the steps that you have to take once your business is up and running fully, and going through the content is absolutely valid for you. The other thing is that you get lifetime access. So for as long as the lifetime of the program, you can go through and still get my support and assistance. Question on the content earlier, what is an appearing bonus? So an appearing bonus might be something that in a few days' time, so for example with this, I might be like, oh, and for anybody that wants to join now, this is a new thing that you're getting. So that is an appearing bonus. Oh, I'm so tempted. Yes, the same as Emma. Let me just go back. Oh, same as Emma Hamilton. Yeah, totally relevant for you. And look, what I will say, peeps, is that I don't know when. I have an intention around when I will launch again. But when I launch again, I will be revitalizing all of the content. It will be a different price. So if this feels good to you, if you feel the nudge, the way that I operate is to give a shed load of value all of the time. Don't wait and then pay more. That doesn't make sense. Thanks. I've got to go. Thank you. What does our time commitment? Okay, so it's about 60 to 90 minutes to go through all of the content and then implement what I'm sharing. 60, 90 minutes a week to get maximum impact. Take the nudge. I'm starting from scratch, including an income. Yeah, perfect. I have no worries about the value people can get if they're starting from the beginning. I wouldn't be recommending you go VIP, but for the gold member package, you're still going to get value. A little off topic, but wondering when the baby business webinars will be. They will be towards the end of Feb. Towards the end of Feb, March time. Right, my beauties, if you have any more questions, how do I start through the history of my work? I go through that on the program in detail, and there are quite a few people who are on here that will testify to that. How do we get access to the PDF? So what we'll do is please actually just send me a message on my page, so Susie Ashworth, to this page, and we will send you the PDF. Thank you, your brilliance is radiating. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right, my darlings, if you don't have any more questions, I am going to hop off. And what I should also say, oh, I didn't say this, there's a money back guarantee. If you don't love it within 14 days, you get your cash back. I think I've only ever given one refund on it. So there we go. Right, thank you. Peeps, tomorrow we're talking about pricing and money. Please, please, please join me tomorrow for the pricing and money workshop. It's going to be freaking epic, obviously. Right. Love ya.